Yo, what's up guys, it's Frostee back for another YouTube video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over everything you need to do to prepare for the Witch Queen. Now I am a little bit late considering we only have about 2 more weeks until the Witch Queen, but there's still plenty of things that you can take away from this video if you still want to prepare some more. Let's just get right into it, and first off we're going to be going over a website called Destiny Recipes. This might just be the most useful website when prepping for Witch Queen, and it'll help you stay very organized and keep track of all your progress so far. This website is going to be linked in the description as well as going to be on screen right now, and is destinyrecipes.com/checklist. You can sign in with your Bungie account or wherever you play Destiny, and it'll have all your progress synced right into the website. And when you first get to the checklist page, it'll look a little something like this. Obviously, you'll have different numbers and stats and all that, but I've prepped quite a bit so far, so mine has a lot of green. Basically, the first thing we want to look at is overall we have this big prep score. This prep score is just a number made up of different things like your materials prepped, your resources, your stored XP, your Glimmer, your vault space, and as you can see from mine, I'm doing pretty good on all of them, except I need to do a little bit more work on my resources. But first off, we're going to be looking at the stored XP. So as you can see right now, if I were to turn in all the bounties I've prepped and it was the brand new season, brand new artifact, I would get a little bit over 15 levels into the new season pass immediately. And you can see this little yellow bar that's not as bright, and what that means is that is XP that I have on my characters. I just haven't finished those bounties yet. So if we go and look, I have some Hawthorne weeklies, a Varix weekly, some Moon weeklies that I still have to do, and if I completed every bounty on my characters, this would be filled up to just under season rank 18. And on top of that, I still have some more Iron Banner bounties I can do when Iron Banner comes back right before Witch Queen, as well as other dailies to fill on my Hunter and my Titan. So you can easily get over rank 20 just from bounty prepping. Now, as of right now, this list does contain all the bounties that are going to be staying with the Witch Queen, except you do want to ignore all these Tangled Shore ones because Tangled Shore is going to be going away, but you always want to prioritize the weekly bounties because those give 12k XP a pop. Now, these Star Horse bounties can only do 1 a week. You can only hold 1 period, so I just hold the highest rarity one because this will also drop you 3 Paraversal Hauls, which we'll talk about more later in this video. So as you can see, you can get a massive XP boost just from saving bounties, and this is boring work, but honestly not that bad if you want to get a nice head start into the Witch Queen. So to get your most optimal XP out of this at the start of the season, when you're ready to pop your bounties for your artifact, you want to make sure that you have the 12% ghost mod on. The website says 10%, but there is a mod for 12% XP boost. You will automatically be well rested for your first 5 ranks, and then you're going to want to be in a fire team of 3 for the shared wisdom buff. And then when you do that, you can pop all your bounties, and you should be able to get at least 20 levels plus if you prep efficiently. Next up, we're going to be moving on to resources. So resources are pretty basic, but there are a few things that most people aren't prepping for. Obviously, things like legendary shards, upgrade modules, Ascendant Shards, enhancement prisms, enhancement cores are all pretty common things to prep and just stock up on in general. As you can see, I'm doing pretty good in all of these, and I've even been spending a lot, but in a little bit, I'm going to go over a way you can save up even more Ascendant Shards and enhancement prisms than you would be able to normally. As you can see though, I do need to go farm some spoils of conquest. If you want to do these efficiently, I would just go into normal mode or master mode Templar for Vault of Glass. Just farm a Templar checkpoint over and over. The boss kills extremely fast. The boss fight is right at the start of the encounter, and you can get very quick spoils that way. Make sure to fill up your character to 240 spoils, but you can also store spoils in your postmaster. Now here's something that most people are probably going to be overlooking in their Witch Queen prep. These are the treasure keys in the Paraversal Hauls from the new 30th anniversary DLC that we just had a few months ago. These are actually going to be very key for prep. You can just farm Dares of Eternity, and then any strange coins you get just put straight into Paraversal Hauls. Destiny Recipes recommends you stock up about 21 keys and 20 Paraversal Hauls, but I would go a little bit more than that just because of how easy they are to get. Now, Paraversal Hauls, you can literally stack 999 of these in one stack. You can stock up a lot of these, and Paraversal Hauls are going to be absolutely massive for min-maxing your leveling and hitting the new soft cap right at the start of Witch Queen. Now moving on, we're going to be looking at materials. These are the materials you want to stack, and you may notice that the Tangled Shore material is not even on here, and like I mentioned earlier, Tangled Shore is going away with Witch Queen, so don't bother buying that. It also has a nice little feature with Spider's logo and the Shards icon, so today that means that Spider is selling helium filaments and glacial starwort for shards. You should have a lot of legendary shards if you play the game a lot, so what I recommend is whenever you see these together, just go to Spider that day and fill up on materials. As you can see, I have over 2,000 in all the materials staying, but I'm going to try and sit around 2,500 of each by the time Witch Queen hits. This targeted weapons page is pretty nice, but I personally have just kind of ignored it because I already know that I have my weapons that I need in every single slot. But if you don't really know what roles to go for, this might actually be a very useful page for you to kind of see what god rolls you might be missing. And they're not wrong, you do want about 1 or 2 of these in every single slot. Next up, we're going to be going over vault space. There's a super nice little infographic here that shows just how much of your vault space is being used and is being used by what. As you can see, I've got 225 weapons. It's honestly not too bad considering I'm a PvE main, but also play a lot of PvP. I've got 89 armor. A lot of that is exotics, and a lot of that, which I'll show you in just a second, are exotics that I am storing for a special reason. I have a lot of equipment, and then there's no currencies or other, and I have 101 free slots at the moment. So that equipment is going to be things like ships, sparrows, ghost shells, etc. I personally have ships. These are all ships that we're about to show you why I'm saving them. If we go down to stored Glimmer, they recommend you store about 350,000 Glimmer. So your character can hold 250,000, but some of you might be wondering, how do you have an extra 100,000 Glimmer if you can't hold it? Well, everything on this list, when you purchase it, you can then dismantle it later for 5,000 Glimmer. Now, most of these cost 7,500 Glimmer and a few shards. You will get your shards back, and you'll get 5,000 Glimmer back. So in the long run, you do lose 2,500 Glimmer per thing you buy. But if you're going to be at the 250 Glimmer cap and stop gaining Glimmer, might as well just stock up on some of these instead of losing out on Glimmer entirely. As you can see, I've bought 85 of the Zaval's Authority ships. Just in my vault from those alone, I have almost 500,000 Glimmer. That is literally double the amount of Glimmer that you can hold on your character normally. And then, by Witch Queen, I'll make sure my character itself is filled up to 250k. So I should have close to 750,000 Glimmer by the time we hit Witch Queen. Again, this is quite overkill what I've done. You really only do need about 300,000. But if one Witch Queen hits and I'm using up a ton of Glimmer for infusion, weapon crafting, whatever it may be, I can just come to my vault and delete a few ships and refill on my Glimmer that easy. Now I'm going to go in game real quick and show you guys why I have 89 armor, considering I don't actually save that much armor normally. So next up, I'm going to be showing you a way to save Ascendant Shards and Enhancement Prisms. You can only hold 10 Ascendant Shards and 50 Enhancement Prisms in your inventory. That's a decent amount, but in the long run, if you're infusing all the new exotics you're getting, all the new armor you're getting, you're going to burn through those really, really quick. Most of you probably know that when you have extra, they do go to your Postmaster and you can store another 58 Prisms and another 10 Shards in your Postmaster. Now that is not bad at all because you can do this per character. So you can hold a total of 40 Golf Balls and 200 Enhancement Prisms in your Postmaster. That is not bad at all. Here on my Warlock, I do only have 33 prisms, no golf balls, but that's just because I've been spending a lot on prep. But before Witch Queen, I'll go farm some GMs, maybe some trials, and I'll definitely fill that up, no problem. So make sure that you get your Postmaster filled up with these as well, but be very careful that you don't have a bunch of blues or world drops that fill it up because these will get pushed out and you will lose them permanently. Now we're going to take a trip over to my vault real quick, and I'm going to show you guys why I have so much extra armor. No, I really don't save that much armor. As you can see, weapons, I keep it pretty clean considering I play the game a lot. I don't really hoard a lot. I keep like one of every exotic. That's a good rule just so I don't have to use it from collections. But now you probably see a lot of duplicate exotics, a ton of Ophidius Faiths for Hunter, a ton of Vesper Radiuses for Warlock. Now, as you can see, these are all 1100 as well with the same collection stats, nothing special. That's because when I am full on all my shards and prisms, instead of letting them go into the abyss and not get any more, all I do, go to my collections, go to my exotics, and I just pull any exotic. It literally does not matter which one you pull. Then I fully masterwork it up to 10. Now this does cost you 3 golf balls and some prisms. And when I dismantle one of these, I'm only going to get 1 golf ball back. Now you might be like, why would you do that? You're literally losing 2 golf balls. Well, like I said, instead of gaining no golf balls and letting all your extra ones go into the abyss, when you're in Witch Queen and you don't have the time to go farm things, especially since GM Nightfalls won't even be in the game at launch, it's going to be a lot harder to come by these, and you're definitely not going to want to buy them from the gunsmith. When you're in a little bit of a pickle for mats, I can just come here and I can delete one, an easy golf ball right there. So as you can see right here, I've got quite a few golf balls just stored up for free. So you can hold way more than 40 golf balls and more than 200 prisms, and this is a very easy way to do so if you do play the game a lot, plan to spend a lot of materials. And now here's a little visual on all these ships that I have. Like I said earlier, whenever I dismantle one of these, free 5,000 Glimmer. Yes, I lose 2,500 Glimmer in the long run, but it's worth it because in Witch Queen, I will never have to take a minute to stop. I could just get free mats like this. Now that does do it for Destiny recipes. They do have some other cool features like a loot companion and a vault cleaner that you can actually sync with your dim account. You can do a lot of cool things with this. I haven't really used too much of it myself, but this checklist feature is amazing and it keeps it up to date, keeps you organized. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking out on this website. That'll be it for the Destiny recipes. Next up, we have Paraversal Hauls and Treasure Keys. I did briefly mention these earlier, and I'm going to go over them again. These are very, 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 very important to be prepping for Witch Queen. Like I said, you can hold 999 Paraversal Hauls in one stack. That is absolutely absurd, and I definitely recommend at least stacking 20 plus, but you can get that number way bigger. As you can see, it may contain exotic gear, legendary gear, strange coins, and treasure keys. Treasure keys, you don't need to prep as many because these Paraversal Hauls drop treasure keys like candy. You have a chance at exotics, which is pretty cool, but the big thing you want is that legendary gear. When Witch Queen hits, you can literally pop these whenever you need legendary armor to level out your gear, which in other words is min-maxing, and this is an easy way to hit the 1500 soft cap super quick. I don't know the exact math on it, but from what I've heard, if you have enough of these Paraversal Hauls stacked up, you can literally hit the Witch Queen soft cap in 2 hours from launch. Yes, that sounds dumb, and a lot of you probably don't even want to do that because you want to experience the game a bit more, but those of you who just want to get right to the juice, definitely stack these up. And any strange coins you get from these, you can just go right back to Xur and buy even more Paraversal Hauls and treasure keys. So definitely go farm some dares, stock up on these. Lastly, I just want to go over XP boosts again. Like I mentioned earlier, you do want to always be running these ghost mods. You always have this 10% one called Guiding Light if you've unlocked it. And now, hopefully, we do get a new Blinding Light Ghost mod. It will be a random drop if they bring it back, but this will be a 12% boost, but at the very least, run your Guiding Light for that 10% boost. You want to have this on at all times so that you're working on leveling the new artifact as quickly as possible in case there's any OP mods, or just to level through the new season pass quickly. My personal goal is to have the entire artifact maxed out before the Witch Queen raid comes out, so that if there are any good mods, I can take advantage of them in my day one builds. Now, when you turn in your bounties at the start of the season, what you want to do is be in a fire team for the shared wisdom buff, and for your first 5 levels, you will get double XP from something called resting XP. As you can see, I just have 3 more bounties to do. These are weekly, so they'll be 12,000 XP, and I need to clear out some of these quests to get me more bounty slots, but I'm going to make sure that I'm always at 62 out of 63. And this is the best way to optimize XP, and you can literally get through a 5th of the season pass on day 1. Anyways, guys, those are most of the big things you need to do for prep. I would recommend taking off any types of artifact mods off of any of your armor the night before DLC comes out, because there have been bugs in the past where if I had, per se, shoddy decks on my gauntlets as part of the artifact, the next day when that mod is gone, I don't even have access to the normal version of shoddy dexterity until they fix it. I don't know if this bug will happen again, but you definitely want to play it on the safe side and take off any artifact mods the night before. I would also recommend having all the weapons and armor you need on your character the day of Witch Queen. Things like DIM and other third-party services are always down for multiple hours, maybe sometimes the entire day, so unless you want to do the good old vault change character thing over and over, you just want to have everything you want on your character. Well guys, I hope all this info will help you prep better for the Witch Queen DLC. I'm excited to be playing it, and I hope you guys are too. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you are excited for Witch Queen. If you made it to the end of this video, I sincerely thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a sub, like the video as it helps a ton, and leave a comment. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.